Good morning, everybody. Um, can everybody see me? Can everybody hear me? I am. I'm in a bit of a funny place this morning. In my head. I kind of didn't know where I was going to be. Didn't know where I was going to be doing. Um, and it's sort of last minute. I sort of was driving around thinking, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? Where am I going to go? And so I find myself in a bit of a funny place. And largely because I'm not 100% well either. So I'm dealing with an issue that is causing me a great deal of discomfort. So I did sort of hum and ah about whether I should cancel today too. But we are going to soldier on and persevere. And I can see that I have Laurie and Mary Lou. And who else is here? Joanne and Cynthia and Matthew. Great. And Tariq, hi everybody. All right, so let's do this. Now, what I said on a little post that I made about 15 minutes ago on our live stream events group was that we're going to continue the relaxing theme. And right now we're close to a busy main road, but that's going to change very soon. And I hope that you are going to appreciate what I'm trying to share with you today. There's a little bird up above me. What is it? Just sort of in the leaves. Okay, let's turn this camera around so we can actually see what we're doing. And I'm going to keep it relaxing. We're going to keep it very chill. All right, so let's do this. Let's turn this camera around. It's always a bit of a process on StreamYard, but here we go. Okay, so I'm starting in a little park. Hi, Annette. And hi, Jay. Who said I look much younger today? Joyce. Hello, Joyce. You can come any day. Okay, so starting in this little park, and I noticed this when I pulled the car up this morning. Have any of you ever seen anything like this? It's called a Monstera deliciosa, delicious monster, and that's in flower. I haven't seen one of those for a very long time. Okay, we are going to take a little walk up this road, and then we're going to dive into the bush. Aha! We're going to go bushwalking only for a little short way, and then there's going to be a big reveal. But I won't give anything away just yet. You might start to hear some sound as we get closer. How's my sound going? I know there's a little bit of a breeze. Down below us here's just bushland. It's gorgeous flower, isn't it, Cynthia? Yeah, it's called a Monstera deliciosa. And apparently the fruit's edible, but it's got lots of little thorns in it, so it's not actually very appealing for eating. But apparently it is quite delicious. I've never tried it. My parents used to grow them in their backyard when they had the family home on the northern beaches. Purely for ornamental reasons, we never tried to eat the fruit. There's a lovely gum tree there. Okay, so we're going to just walk a little way up this path, and very soon we'll be away from the road, so we won't have to worry about cars, but it's only a small side road anyway. We have this is actually a weed. It's very pretty. There we go. That was called a morning glory. I'm sure many of you are familiar with that. But here in Australia, it does tend to take over the bush. So it's considered a weed for that reason. And this is the type of terrain that we're walking through this morning. Lovely forest, lovely trees. And just up ahead, we'll move away from the road and head into bushland. Are you starting to hear the background noise yet? some nice houses along this road. I'm actually going to we'll spend a little bit of time down here, and then I'll take you for a little walk down this road as well, where there's some magnificent houses that overlook the sea. So we'll head down there a little bit later. But first of all, alongside this really unappealing looking infrastructure, you're going to have to have patience this morning, guys. But I guarantee it's worth it. And I'm huffing and puffing already. Okay. This sound is going to get louder. Can you hear it yet? And I don't mean the crunching of my feet on the gravel. You've seen those, Laurie? Okay, so we're coming into an area called the Glenrock State Conservation Area, and it says welcome to country, which is a reference to the indigenous culture of the area. I have to tell you, I was actually quite delighted when I discovered this spot here. I got here about an hour and a half ago and sort of explored. Okay, you should start to hear the sound that I'm talking about very soon. I'm not talking to give you a chance to hear it. Oh, it's water, Joanne. It's water and lots of it. This is actually a takeoff pad for hang gliders. So my idea was, here we go, this is what the sign says. If you're a hang glider, you go this way. And if you want to walk down to the beach, you go that way. So my thought was that we would actually just sit here for a little while and listen and look at what we have ahead of us. How about that, hey? Look at that. I wish I could zoom in for you, but it's pretty special even without zooming in, isn't it? We've had some stormy weather for the last couple of days, and the sea that we're seeing right now is the tail end of it. Now, I need to be a little bit careful here. There's a couple of girls sitting on the edge of the takeoff launch pad, so I don't want to get in their space. So I'm just going to move over here on top of this rock, stand here for a moment. And I thought we'd just stay here and watch this for a while. This is a time for breathing, Cynthia. Yes, this is a time for me not talking, for me to shut up. take you over this side, and we'll have a look over here. We might walk down, partway down the path towards the beach. It's 350 metres. This is actually synthetic grass, Joyce. It's for the launch pad for this, the hang gliders. So this is synthetic. But it does kind of add to that lushness, doesn't it? The lush look of the place. I'm trying to visually crop as well because there is a water treatment plant just down below us, which we don't really want to spend too much time looking at. This is called Boomerang Beach, a very Australian sounding name. I'll walk a short way down this path, but as you all know, my knees are not very good with steps, so we'll walk a little way only. I'm certainly not going to go all the way down to the beach, unfortunately. Plus, I think we'd lose our signal down there as well. Okay, so this is what the path looks like. It just goes down, 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 which means you'd have to come back up, up, up. So we are only going to go a short way down, and I think this is about as far as I'll go. You can see there's a series of metal steps. And especially since I had that magnificent fall the other day, I don't want to tempt fate. But let's just watch the sea for a while and listen. Oh, I'm going to be careful, Laurie. Do you see the series of... It's hard for me to see exactly what you're seeing because my screen is so small. But you can just see the series of waves all in a row out there. And the sound. Laurie, that kind of is what I had in mind here. But I have a short attention span, and I keep worrying that people are going to get bored and leave if I just sit here pointing the camera. But this is that's exactly what I had in mind today, rather than cancel completely. If I could find a spot to sit, I certainly would. Doing what these two girls behind me, who are about 19, are doing, I just can't do. Get down on the ground and then back up again. Hi, Sarah. I'm going to spend a few more minutes here, and then I'm going to take you for a walk down the street to one more lookout, which gives a completely different aspect, looking down along the same line. It's definitely a place to sit and look and listen and tell me to keep my mouth shut and let you just listen. And I can tell you I'm breathing. The air is crisp. We're starting to feel autumn come upon us. The breeze has got that just nice, fresh feel about it. All right, I'm going to slowly start. Oh, they've gone. That's kind of good. Okay, I'm going to slowly start making my way back up these steps, and I might just sit for a moment on this wall here. Now that I'm not blocking anybody's view, I can just sit here for a moment. There we are. Have a nice seat, sandstone wall, and watch the sea. Oh, damn, there's litter over there. Sorry. Didn't notice it until it was already in frame. All right, let's just come up the top here. So this is about 15 minutes drive from where we live. Laurie, no, it's not cold. It's just perfect. I'm guessing it's probably about 20, 21 degrees, something like that. I'm in a light cotton shirt. I would love to get down to that beach, but it's just difficult. And now I know there's no signal down there, so I wouldn't be able to take you guys. I tried to drive while I was scouting this morning. I tried to drive to a point that I think is on top of that hill there, but this is all private property as part of the waste treatment plant, which is a real shame because I think it would be absolutely magnificent, the view from up on that point there. All right, I'm going to do one last swing around, and then we're going to head down to the other lookout. It'll take about 10 minutes to walk down the street past some houses, and then we'll arrive at another lookout. So, are we ready? Yes, it's synthetic grass, Joyce. That way they don't have to come and mow it all the time, because it's literally just a launching place for the hang gliders. And I'm surprised there's no one here today. There's a nice brisk wind. So I'll show you as we walk back up the path. There's some information about the different launching places. Okay, so actually it's calling this Burwood Beach. I thought it was Boomerang Beach. On the sign this says Burwood Beach. Never mind. Maybe the Boomerang's the next one round. Hickson Street, Merriweather gliding pad. And Merriweather Pool is just beyond the next headland. So all of you who are familiar with Merriweather Pool from the times that I've taken you there, we're literally just one headland around from Merriweather Pool. So, excuse me. So here we have, this is where we are right now. And then we've got various other places that you can launch from. So I'm guessing if you didn't launch well, you could try again from down here. And then there's various landing areas as well. I don't know what you're supposed to do about getting back up here if you happen to land down there. And then there's more information about beware gliders landing approach. In other words, get out of the way. All right, so let's head back up the path and then we'll walk down past all the fancy houses. Yeah, I thought it was Boomerang Beach. I got it wrong. I don't know how I managed to do that. Hang gliding is always something that I dreamed of doing when I watched people doing it when I was a teenager. I never got there, never managed to get there. And look at all these interesting trees and different shapes. We could bush bash a little. Anyone feel like bush bashing? I don't know what the signal's like. I don't want to risk losing you. We could go in a little way and have a look. Given that it's only a short walk up to the road, I think we might be all right. So let's go bush. And it says, how about the motor gliding Lynn Richard did in Asia? Yes, it's a little bit different to hang gliding. I loved it. Richard was terrified. He hated it, but he also said he had to do it. So, and looking back, he's glad he did it. What did I miss from Joanne? You definitely should, Joanne. Give it a go. Just don't go to a youth hostel and take the free drinks when you get to Bang Vieng. That's my one recommendation. Yeah, it's incredible. It is absolutely stunning, Joanne. And of course, you can go hot air ballooning there as well. So if you don't fancy doing the paramotor thing that we did, you can also go hot air balloon there as well. All right, so we're going to head down towards the other lookout, which is about 10 minutes down this road. I'll just catch my breath. I'm a little bit puffed. I'm out of condition. Even though I'm doing lots of walking, I still seem to be out of condition. So I need to do something about that. So we get to see all the fancy houses along here now. I rather like that one with the dark front. It's kind of interesting. There's just all bushland across the road from them here, so unless they've got an upper story, they're actually missing out on the view, which is a bit of a shame. This is what it looks like across the road. So it looks like sitting watching the ocean wasn't everybody's cup of tea. I can see that a few people haven't stuck around, but that's okay. That's all right. My choice was doing something like this or doing nothing at all today, so that's fine. This is nice. I like this. Neil says, are they on the beach, those houses? No, they're up on the hill, So the beach is down below us. Oh, there's a glimpse. So you can see just through there. That's where the beach is, down there. And you might just be able to see the windsock for the hang gliding launch pad off to the right in this picture as well. Laurie says also it's dinner time here in the US, so people could be dropping off for that. Yeah, that's true, Laurie. I don't judge anyone. And the reason I chose this time is that I was deliberately not clashing with Andrea and Evia and their music show, because I know a lot of people really like to join in on that. Now, I don't think there's a path through here, and if it is, it's going to be bush bashing. I haven't tried it. There's sort of like a little bit of a clearing there, but I don't see the start of a path. We're going to head down to where I pulled up earlier this morning. Cynthia says, exciting dinner and watching here. Oh, yeah, eating dinner and watching here, sorry. Even though I've got new glasses, I'm still struggling to read the comments sometimes. The optometrist thinks I might have cataract. So that's something I might have to deal with before too long. Look at this house. That bird that we can hear is a wattlebird. There it is. It's the same colour as the tree, so we might not see him, but he's feeding on a Banksia flower at the moment. Yeah, so that was a wattlebird. So you can see that if you're sitting upstairs there, you're actually looking north up the coast in these two, what would you call those? I don't know what you call those. And then over here, these guys are going to have more of a view of the beach. And that's a noisy miner that's just landed on top of that fence there. Yeah. Possibly too small to see, but there he's just strutting across the top of the fence. There's an old beach shack. We could have that one. What do you think? Let's grab that one, guys. I reckon we should. We'll all do it up. It'll be a project. I know that magnolias are coming out in the northern hemisphere right now, but we have our late blooming one here, different variety. I'm not sure. It's not your regular magnolia, but it's got a huge flower. That squawky wattlebird up there in the tree. These are lovely houses along here. I could have any one of them. Okay, not too much further, and we'll be at the next lookout. Hi, birdie on the fence, says Cynthia. And Joanne says, I get really confused with times. Europe changed time this week, but Turkey doesn't. And yeah, the weekend coming up is when we go back, Joanne, so it's all going to change again. This time of year, I hate all the different, for that reason. For other reasons, I actually love it. It's my favourite season. But in terms of the clocks going backwards and forwards and everything else, that's the seed from the magnolia. Yeah, it's really disruptive to everyone. So next weekend for us is when our clocks go back. Seems to be a little bit of construction going on around here. We've got lots of tradie trucks, like literally lots of them. And we are almost at the second viewpoint. Look at this house here. Oh, wow. I love their landscaping in the front yard. Beautiful. This is a weird little truck. I don't know what this is. It's a Land Rover. Okay. Just looks weird. All right, and we can see the views that these guys have. Look at this now. This is getting a bit treacherous walking along here. It's all uneven lawn, grass. I know I'm going to fall, so I'll go back in the middle of the road. Will Kalgoorlie change too? Is that where your relatives? You've got friends or relatives over in Western Australia. The states. Do you know what? I think that some of the states do it at different times as well. I couldn't definitively tell you, Neil. Is it Kalgoorlie? Kalgoorlie is the gold mining town in Western Australia. And I have a feeling, I could be wrong, I have a feeling that they don't have daylight saving, whereas some of the eastern states do. So no, if that's the case, their clocks won't change, whereas ours will. But don't quote me on that. I'd be happier if we did away with daylight saving completely and stopped all the confusion. Now, this house here reminds me of something very Italian or Spanish or Mediterranean with the big round roof tiles that they have. Now here's Merewether up to the north. We've walked along that. Okay, there we go. Merewether Pool is down below us, but I don't know if I can actually see it from here. It's kind of hidden behind this roof, Merewether Pool, so that's looking north. You can see how wild the sea is. The wash going so far out to sea is an indication of just how rough it is at the moment. And then over to the south is this. And that was a rainbow lorikeet squawking. I have a rail to hang on to here. I'm going to go slowly. How about that for a view? And you can hear the sea thundering against the rocks. We were down at Merewether Pool the other morning. It was cold. It was too cold for me. I think I lasted one lap. But there was also a big wash, so it was quite rough, the water in the pool, because the waves were washing over into it. So I only did one lap, but I came out and a guy, while I was standing there holding my towel around me waiting for Richard to get out, he said, "Oh, you have a beautiful place here." I said, "You just visiting?" He said, "Yeah, I can see two people down there on the rocks. That's why I'm looking down there. I don't know if it's probably too far away to see, but there's two people just down there on the rocks." And I asked, "Where are you from?" And he said, "Melbourne." They don't have ocean pools in Melbourne. They don't have the surf, the sea coming into Port Phillip Bay, so they don't have the rough seas like we do. So there's really no need for them to have the ocean pools. It's a completely different kind of sea, ocean-facing environment. Look at this house here. Look at that. Can you imagine that dark grey one? And we just have the sound of the sea. It's a little bit windy. I know you're probably experiencing a bit of wind across the microphone at the moment. but it's so lovely. "12 hours apart makes it easy, Neil. You can just go, yeah, morning, night, easy." It's when you start getting into the time differences with California that always confuses me. I never know. I can never figure it out. I have to look it up. And here's all these houses we just walked past. So that's their view. Not too bad, eh? There might be, Neil, but I don't think it's an ocean pool. I think it's probably just a constructed regular outdoor pool. Whereas the ocean pools are flushed by the sea. So we have they get emptied and refilled with seawater straight from the ocean. And that happens every Thursday. We came down here one Thursday and it was the pool was empty. But it's nice to know we're getting fresh seawater every time. Not bad, eh? What do you reckon, guys? Reckon we should buy that old beach shack up the road and fix it up? It wouldn't be too bad, would it? Let's see. They've got lots of fences and things around here to discourage people getting too close to the edge, of course. This is as close as we're able to get. Yep, every Thursday, so you're getting a nice clean pool. Exactly, Joanne. Not a bad view at all. Imagine waking up to it every morning. Do you think you'd get blasé? Do you think there'd be mornings when you wouldn't look out the window? Quick pick through the fence, please. Do you mean like this here? Is that what you're... Is that one there? Let's try doing it over here. How's that working? And I know you like this angle, Cynthia. I'll see if I can do it for you. How's that look? All right. Never get sick of the view. No, Joanne, you can't imagine ever getting sick of it, can you? Let's try for another one out here. What have we got behind us? Corellas, I think. That's a Corella making that squawky noise out there on top of the telephone line. As soon as I point the camera, he decides to be quiet. It's a decent wave coming through now. That. All right, everyone. 40 minutes. I wasn't even sure we'd go this long, so it shows that I can slow down. That was a Corella. Where's he gone? He's going out to sea. What are you doing out there? You're being a hang glider. You're welcome to walk back with me to the car. It's going uphill, so I'll probably be puffed out. What are you making that noise? What's that? Oh, it's a peewee. There we go. Little peewee lark up on top of the fence there. And he's gone. All right, so we're walking in the opposite direction, which always presents a different aspect, doesn't it? And Neil says, need to get dinner? No problem, Neil. Thanks for joining me this morning. Really enjoyed your company, as always. So, to the sound of the sea, we'll retrace our steps. Thanks, Sarah. Yeah, I hadn't been here before this morning. I'm constantly poring over Google Maps as we still get to know the area. Constantly looking for places to go. So this was a real find for me as well. Okay, steep hill. Take it slow. You're welcome to leave if you don't want to listen to me huffing and puffing. To get back. Oh, and I've lost the signal. Oh, let's get back again. Signal glitch there. We could have this empty block of land. Look. Just changing hands. Now that looks like it's been vacant for quite a while. And some of the fencing's even been ripped down, so nothing much happening there. We could have that. I'm sorry, I'm going back on the road. Walking on the grass is just slowing me down. Holding hands with me. Oh, thank you guys. If one or two of you could get behind and give me a push. So I'm just sort of picking out the houses that are getting the work done on them. This is this beautiful one with the gorgeous landscaping. I tell you what, I wouldn't mind living there. Do you need a house sitter, guys? I'm happy to stay here a couple of weeks. This one's being worked on at the moment. So I went to see the doctor about my knees yesterday, among other things that I won't go into. So yeah, we're agreed that we need to make a plan, come up with a plan for the knees. So I don't know what that's going to look like just yet. Here we go. Here's a local protest on the road here. All right, it levels out a bit now. I have to take the car down that one, see where that goes. I won't do that now, I'm too puffed out. All right, I was going to do something on Friday morning, but I still haven't figured out what. I'm discovering challenges, either in one case it was mosquitoes, just made it unbearable. Signal is always a challenge. Yeah, this is the front of this place. I love the way they've done the stepping stones here. My old boss has to have new knees, but he's got to lose some weight first, says Joanne. Yeah, my neighbour across the road, she's quite heavy and she could have done with losing a little bit of weight, but she just had her second knee done a couple of weeks ago. And she's out walking. First of all, started with just up and down the driveway. Yeah, there's this house that a fixer-upper. Comes with a free car with no rego. She's doing okay. She said she's finding it a bit tough. The first one was easier than the second one. I've even heard people say get them both done at once, otherwise you won't get the second one done. Oh, God. That sounds dreadful. Look, I'm walking every day. I'm going to cut down on my wine. And trying to make a few changes to my diet as well. But yeah, I do need to lose some weight. Because I don't eat a lot. I'm probably just eating the wrong things. But everything I eat is home cooked. I'm not eating out or getting takeaway or anything like that. Or even getting ready meals. Everything's cooked from scratch. So, we're doing mostly the right thing. But I think we could do better. Laurie says, I go tomorrow and get my last gel shot on my left knee. I asked about the gel shots, Laurie. On your suggestion, she said, yes, it is something that we could look into, but really, really expensive. And we just can't do really, really expensive. So, but I'm prepared to consider what the cost is. We'll see. She didn't actually put a figure on it. Okay. Well, there's a microwave tower or whatever that is there, mobile phone tower. So I should be getting good signal here. Here's this view again. One last look at the sea. How far down? Is that a trail? Oh, let's have a look. We might be able to go a little way down here. It's not a very well-defined trail, but it is a trail of sorts. Let's see how far we can go. I know we moan about the NHS in the UK, but we are lucky we have it. Yes, same with our Medicare in Australia, Joanne. Although it has been white-handed a little bit by the previous Conservative government, we do know that they would prefer to get rid of it. So that's one reason why at our next election, which has been called, we'll be going to the poll on May 3rd. It's so important that we keep the Conservative government out. Okay, yep, we came to here. We came to this little spot here. Oh, look at that. beautiful. Everyone close your eyes and imagine, feel the wind in your face. That's what I've got right now. The wind in my face. Breathe in the salt air. Magnificent. You can see a touch of beach, just if I pan this way a little, there's just a little bit of sand poking out beyond the ridge there. And listen to the sound of the sea. Did you see that crashing wave on the left? All right. It's a shame to move away from it, isn't it? That must be wonderful, Joanne. I'm really sorry we didn't get to Turkey. There's so many places I'm really sorry we didn't get to. We just couldn't cover everything, especially on such a small budget as we had. In our next life, perhaps. In our next life, perhaps. Okay, not too much further. My car's just around the bend up there. That's where we first went down to have a look at the hang glider launch pad, right where that mobile phone tower is. So my little car's just around the bend. Yeah, I bet it is, Joanne. Would be lovely. Oof. The tulips are coming out now, says Joanne, so it's beautiful here. Joanne, we're trying to figure out a way. I'm not sure if Annette's still on. Annette and I are trying to figure out a way that we can preserve the intent of the group and invite you to share your photos as well, because they're wonderful and they're travel themed, and really that is an aspect of who we are as a group. So leave that with us, because we're still trying to work out how we're going to tie that in, if you know what I mean. You may have noticed that Nanette's been sharing reels and connecting them to our guides in one way or another. And we're also looking at food, bringing that in as a topic as well. So, there's ways that we are trying to keep the content interesting, but also still keep it focused on our guides. And we just really need to navigate that in a way that makes sense. Thank you, Cynthia. I'm always trying to find great shots for you. And that's why I was a little bit worried this morning, because I looked out the window and it was grey and dull, and I went, oh, what am I going to do today? So I'm so glad it worked out well. I'm really happy. Here's a beautiful frangipani flower. Here we go. And one on the ground. And the fragrance. Has anyone not smelled a frangipani? If you've never smelt one, they're absolutely divine. heady, sweet. Think along the lines of jasmine. You're very welcome, Mary Lou, very welcome. Okay, I'm going to turn the camera around and we'll continue walking, but where are we? There. Here, I just wanted to show you the frangipani flower. It's me smelling it. I think that's what is surrounding Sydney Airport arrivals area. Always smells so great. Yeah, could be. I'm usually either so whacked, zapped when I arrive in Sydney from the long flight. All I'm focused on is how I'm getting home and get that camera away from my face. There, that's better. Not thinking while I'm walking. Okay, I just got a low battery warning, but I'm almost at the car. And as I was saying, I don't actually have anything on the calendar coming up. Please keep an eye out for other guides' tours. I'm going to do a coming up post for tomorrow. I'm going to have a look around for maybe a couple of interesting extra events to fill some gaps. And are any of you, I know Joanne went to the Van Gogh Museum presentation the other day. The postcards from that were wonderful, Joanne, by the way. Is anyone else doing any of the extra events? Because I'm picking out what I think would interest people, but I'm just not 100% sure. I'm hoping that I'm finding stuff that you will be interested in. Maybe we should run a poll. The Van Gogh was really good. I've looked at what else they offer, that particular channel, or it's the Washington Museum, I think. Who was running that again, Joanne? Do you recall? I did look at their site and look for more events, and I think I've added a few. Not the singing ones, but you're in your own company. No one else. Oh, maybe is it Zoom? Oh, okay. I get it. I probably wouldn't either. Okay. I'll have a look at those. maybe take a few of those off if they're still there. I think their season might have finished anyway. Washington DC Art and Culture. Okay, yeah, I knew it had something to do with Washington. And it's just a meetup group that's called Washington Arts and Social or something. Okay, right. As you know, my memory's terrible. If I'm not prompted with something right in front of me, you could tell me something and 10 minutes later I'll forget. So that's why I couldn't bring it to mind. All right, everyone, check the calendar, see what's there. There's a few interesting things coming up. I've been looking at the Smithsonian Institute and what their events, what they have on their calendar as well. It's not easy. It's not easy finding stuff. So help me out, guys. If you see something interesting, let me know. Point me in their direction. I might actually have that one, Joanne, the Monet one. I think I might have spotted that one. Okay, thanks, everyone. Bye for now. Looking forward to seeing your postcards. Bye.